the better part of the man, is soon plowed into the soil for compost. By a seeming fate, commonly called necessity, they are employed.
Roster cuts have been made. The preseason slop is finally over, and it is time for the 2022 NFL regular season to finally kick off. Are you excited? Because I know damn well I'm excited. And it is time to reveal my division winners, my wildcard participants, AFC NFC championship game, and of course, the Super Bowl matchup, and who will win this year's Super Bowl crown. So without further ado, let's get into this, y'all. Welcome to Plus the File. I am your host, J. Law Style. Well, it's here. It is finally here. And it seemed like we waited an eternity for the NFL season to kick off. But hey, listen, I am so excited to reveal who my bold predictions are to win these damn divisions. All right. And to hoist that Super Bowl trophy. And I know y'all like, man, listen, J Law Style, who the hell do you think you are making bold predictions? Well, I tell you who I am. I'm just an average fan, you know what I'm saying? I'm just an average fan, just laying down my opinions. You can agree to disagree. That's fine. But I'm about to give it to you guys any damn way. So let's kick this thing off in the AFC. All right, now in the AFC East, I got the Buffalo Bills winning that damn division, followed by the Dolphins, the New England Patriots, and bringing up the rear will be the New York Jets. Very simple division for me to call. All right, you got to go with the best quarterback, Josh Allen, the best defense, the Buffalo Bills, and from top to bottom, they're just clearly heads and shoulders above anything else in that division. I'm not a fan of Tua Tagovailoa. Okay, I just feel like he is not ready to be an elite quarterback in this league. And I like the addition of Tyreek Hill, but it's just a nice addition. I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. Although the Dolphins' offense is going to be electric, I just still think the Buffalo Bills are the class in this division. Now, the Patriots, man, I got to tell you something about the Patriots, because I looked at this roster, and this roster has got to be one of the worst that I've seen Bill Belichick put out on the football field in quite some time. Now, I think Mac Jones is going to take a leap this year. I think he'll be a much better quarterback this season, but it's just not going to be enough to propel the Patriots to any type of prominence in this division, let alone in the AFC in general. So once again, I got the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets. Now let's move to the AFC North. In the North, a lot more competitive. All right. I wanted to go with the terrible Towels, man, but I'd feel a lot better if they were starting Kenny Pickett. I don't know about Mitch Trubisky, man. I'm just not a fan. Okay. Now, maybe it was because he was playing with the Bears. All right. And he just didn't have the coaching staff to really develop him. Because I think there's some talent there. And the Steelers made him captain. So that got to tell you something. I love Mike Tomlin. For me, I think he's the best coach in this division. Now, that's just me. Some may say Harbaugh, but I really like Mike Tomlin. And Pittsburgh, at least for my lifetime, has been nothing but a measure of consistency forever. 3 coaches, that team, that organization, they just know how to win. And it'd be nice to see Pittsburgh return back to form. But I just don't know if they're going to be able to do it with Trubisky now. With that being said, he could lose his job after week 1. But for me, I got the Ravens coming in at 1, the Bengals at 2, Steelers at 3, and the Browns will be in the cellar all season long at number 4. Very tough division. I could have went with the Bengals. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say that they're going to fall off, but I think the Ravens are just a notch above. Okay, I think Lamar Jackson is going to be on a mission to try to get that big payday. And let's not forget, the Ravens, if I'm not mistaken, were like the best team in the league before Lamar Jackson went down to injury last season. So there's no reason for me to believe that they won't get back into form this season. But that's who I got. I got the Ravens, the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Cleveland Browns. All right, in the AFC South, man, I'm be honest, I have no confidence in any of these picks. Basically, all I did was put the teams up on the wall and threw some darts, and whoever I hit first was going to be my division winner. And fortunately, that was the Tennessee Titans. I mean, when I look at this division, I got to go with Tannehill. Okay, I got to go with Derrick Henry. I just like that pairing. I think the Titans defense is going to take a knock this season. But when I look at the rest of the teams in that division, I'm just not feeling a warm, fuzzy feeling inside about anybody. I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Colts won the division. I think defensively, they're pretty stout. I actually like Lovie Smith and the Texans. Defensively, anyway, I think they're going to be one of the top echelon teams from a defensive standpoint. But man, I mean, and then you got Lawrence coming in with the Jaguars, Doug Peterson. I think he's going to have those boys ready to play. But again, that division, I just don't know. Like I said, you can juggle them, you can toss them up, you can pick them out of a hat. And I wouldn't be mad at who you had winning this one. But I got the Titans coming in at number 1, Colts 2, Jaguars 3, and the Texans at 4. All right, let's go out west. AFC West. Okay, everybody knows that this is probably the cream of the cream when it comes to division standards and the teams that are in this division. And it wouldn't shock me if every one of these teams finished with a winning record. It really wouldn't shock me. And it wouldn't shock me on which team wins this division because they're all capable. Believe me when I tell you, every last one of these teams in this division is capable. But for me, I'm going with the Orange Crush, baby. In Russ, I trust. Yep, the Denver Broncos, number 1, followed by the Los Angeles Chargers, the Kansas City Chiefs at 3, and the Vegas Raiders at 4. But like I said, I think this is going to be a nip and tuck division. And just because I got the Raiders finishing at 4, that don't mean that they can't win this division because there is a lot of talent there. And I love Derek Carr. But when I look at the Denver Broncos, I just think defensively, I think outside of maybe the Chargers, I can argue the Chargers got a better defense, but I just like the consistency in which the Broncos defense play at. And then offensively, I think they got some weapons. And you add Dangerous to that mix. I looked at their schedule, and I love how Denver's schedule just matches up with the rest of the teams in that division. I really like the Broncos to win this division, and that probably is going to shock and surprise a lot of people. But that's just who I have, y'all. That's just who I have. You can have who you want to have, but I got the Orange Crush winning the AFC West. All right, so now for my wild cards. All right, my wild card participants in the AFC is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's right. I got 3 teams making it into the playoffs coming out of the AFC West. That's how much I respect the AFC West. I got 3 teams coming out of that division. Okay. Now, for the playoffs, my number 1 seed will be the Denver Broncos. My number 2 seed is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. The number 3 seed will be the Buffalo Bills. And then the number 4 seed is going to be the Tennessee Titans. And like I said, my wild cards is San Diego. Well, it was San Diego. I'm sorry. Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into the schematics of playoff matchups and all of that. So my AFC Championship game, all right, I got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Denver Broncos. All right. And that should be a very, very highly competitive AFC Championship game. You got the experience of Russell Wilson going up against my man, Josh Allen. That's right. That's my man. I love that dude. All right. And I thought the Bills probably should have went to the Super Bowl last season had they not fumbled the ball against the Kansas City Chiefs. But this season, I got them taking down Denver in Mile High to get themselves to this year's Super Bowl. All right, now let's go on to the NFC. Now, in the NFC, all right, I don't think the NFC is as competitive as the AFC. All right, I think there's a lot of solid teams in the AFC. I'm not so sure about that in the NFC, but once again, it's going to be competitive. It's going to be competitive, and it's going to be nip and tuck throughout the year. So in the NFC East, Homer pick. You know I got the Philadelphia Eagles coming in at number 1. Come on, is you crazy? I got the Philadelphia Eagles coming in at number 1 in the NFC East, followed by the Dallas Cowboys, the Washington Commanders, and the New York Football Giants. I think the NFC East is going to be competitive this year. Okay, I think in maybe the past couple years, this has been a real dog division. But I think with Washington getting healthy on the defensive side, they're going to be real competitive. I don't like what the Cowboys have done this offseason. To me, I felt like they just lost too many players, either through free agency or just through injuries. I don't know how they're going to overcome all of that. But they still probably got the best quarterback in the division, Dak Prescott. No, ain't no probably about it. They got the best quarterback in the division, but that's all I'm going to give them is the best quarterback. Because for me, top to bottom, you got to look at what the Philadelphia Eagles did this offseason, and hats off to Howie Roseman. He has transformed this team into a Super Bowl contender, and I truly believe that. And when I look at the rest of the division, I don't like Carson Wentz. And then there is Daniel Jones. But again, I almost wanted to put the Commanders at number 2. Because when I look at their schedule and the Cowboys' schedule, now the Cowboys, the front half of that schedule is tough. The back half is a lot more easier for the Cowboys, but it's going to be predicated on whether or not they're going to be able to get off to a good start. And I think they're going to stumble out the blocks, and it's going to be a long season thereon for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think it's going to boil down to that final game of the season between the Cowboys and the Redskins on who's going to finish second and who's going to finish third. But I'm going to give the nod to Dallas. And just for the simple fact that they got Dak Prescott, and he'll find a way to beat the Redskins. All right, let's go to the North. Now, in the NFC North, to me, it's a 2-team race. All right. And I got the Vikings coming in at number 1. Yeah, I got them edging out the Packers. All right. Packers coming in at 2. The Lions at 3. And then the Bears at 4. Okay. But like I said, this should be a 2-team race between the Vikings and the Packers. Now, Aaron Rodgers normally owned the Packers. Basically, he owns the North. But I just think that this season, the Vikings should find a way to win this division because I think offensively, they're probably the better team in this division. And defensively, although I do like Green Bay to be the best defensive team in the division, I just don't know if they're going to be able to really get over losing Adams. I mean, who is Rodgers going to be throwing to? Now, don't get me wrong. This is Aaron Rodgers. All right. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever throw the football. But man, I just don't know if they're really going to be able to put up enough points to overcome what the Vikings can put out on the football field, because offensively, that is a very talented team, and they could very well be one of the better teams, if not the best team in the NFC. Yeah, I said it. They could very well be one of the best teams in the NFC easily, and I got them winning the North. All right, now in the South, all right, this might shock some people, but I'm taking the Carolina Panthers and Baker Mayfield to redeem himself and win the South. I just don't know about the South this year, y'all. I mean, yeah, there's Jameis Winston and the Saints. Yeah, you like what the Saints put out there on the defensive side. Yeah, they got some offensive talent. But do you really believe in Jameis Winston? Do you really? Be honest with yourself. I don't believe in Jameis Winston. I think he's just a turnover waiting to happen. And then you got Tom Brady and the Bucs. Now, I think defensively, the Bucs are going to be solid. I just don't know if Tom Brady is going to be able to carry this team like he's done in years past with the Patriots. And a couple seasons ago, they won the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just don't know if Tom Brady's got it in him. Another miracle season. I'm just not seeing it. I don't like their offensive line. So I think Brady is going to be under duress. But then again, Brady gets rid of the ball in like 0.2 seconds. He don't even hold on to the ball. But we'll see. We'll see. And then the Falcons, I mean, they're in a rebuilding stage right now. I mean, so there's not a lot to say about the Falcons. I feel bad for Atlanta and Falcons fans. I mean, they might as well just go ahead and get ready for the NBA, because I really don't see the Falcons doing anything. They might win 3 games this season. I'm going to just be honest with you. The Falcons might win 3 games this season. All right. But that's what I got. I got the Carolina Panthers. I just like what I see out of Carolina. Nothing flashy, nothing to really write home about. I just think they're a solid team. And when I look at the rest of the teams in the division, why not the Carolina Panthers? I like Baker Mayfield. I ain't gonna lie. I like Baker. All right, let's go out west. NFC West, another one of those competitive divisions, with the exception of probably the Seahawks, who I got coming in at 4th. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. Seattle is just going to be dreadful this year. The defending Super Bowl champs, I got them defending their crown. They'll win the NFC. They'll win the NFC West. Followed closely, very closely, by the 49ers at number 2. Number 3, the Arizona Cardinals. And like I said, number 4, bringing up the rear, will be the Seattle Seahawks. Now, if you ask me, I just don't know if the 49ers are going to regret starting my man Trey Lance. I don't know if they're really going to regret that. Now, it's possible, because I like Jimmy Garoppolo, but you know you're only going to get but so far with Jimmy Garoppolo. And if Trey Lance struggles, I could easily see the Cardinals taking that second position. I'm going to go with the level of consistency, and I'm going to stay with the Rams. I just think, offensively, they still should be solid. You can't argue with Aaron Donald and what those dudes are going to bring to the table on the defensive side. So I'm just going to stick with the Rams. Feels like a safe pick, but it's hard for me to look at a rookie quarterback and think that they're going to win that division. So once again, I got the Rams, followed by the 49ers, then the Arizona Cardinals, and then the lowly Seattle Seahawks. All right, so that brings me to my wild card participants, which should be the Green Bay Packers, the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. My number 1 seed in the NFC is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 2 would be the Minnesota Vikings. Number 3, the Los Angeles Rams. And then number 4, the Carolina Panthers. All right. Now, again, I'm not going to go into playoff matchups and all of that, but the NFC Championship game, I got the Green Bay Packers traveling to Philly to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. And you know who I got winning that game, right? I got the Green Bay Packers, man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't find a way to put the Eagles in the Super Bowl, man. It just doesn't feel right to me to think that Jalen Hurts is going to take that big of a leap and get this team to the promised land. I just don't see it happening. And I just think Aaron Rodgers is going to find a way to go into Philly and beat down my Philadelphia Eagles. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but that's what I got. Now that brings us to the Super Bowl matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers. Should be a great, great matchup. And my Super Bowl winner, 2022 Super Bowl champs, is going to be Aaron Rodgers. Will win his second Super Bowl crown and take down the Buffalo Bills in this year's Super Bowl. Yes, I got the Green Bay Packers winning it all. Unfortunately, but that's what I got. And that's actually all I got. So make sure you hit that like button. Come on, hit the like button. It don't cost you a thing to hit the like button. All it costs you is a click of the mouse. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on your notifications so you can get notified of when these gems drop. Peace out.